Those cute little deals.
Yeah.
Boy,
Green light too. All right, look at that, Bob. We are.
hey,
I think that here. Let me check with the boss here. It's got a little delay on it, but for those who listen, we are live at Eggcellent Day, and joining us way too early on a Friday morning is Bob Goodrum. How you doing, Bob?
I'm well, Kevin. How are you today, sir?
I'm struggling.
Oh.
Beth and Corey are struggling. Neither one of them's coming. They just left us out to dry.
They heard I was going to be here, so that's just
Okay, that's not. Okay, I think that works. That shows me Max. For those who listen, we're live at Eggcellent Day. And joining us way too early. All right, Bob's first trip here to Eggcellent Day. We convinced him to come in here and hang out with us. So how was the drive over? You're over in Franklin?
I am still living in Greenwood, but working in Franklin now. But yeah, it's a very familiar drive to me. So
You drove that for many years, didn't you?
about 10. 10.
Used to be the. I think we're going to go ahead and order. Go ahead, Bob.
I think I'm just going to stick with coffee.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. But,
I'll just. You know what? I'll do the same then. How about that?
Okay.
Make it
no,
easy.
you should eat.
No, we're good.
You sure?
We're good.
Okay.
It's called
Can't
coffee.
you mind just weighing me down?
Thank you, dear. It's called coffee with Kevin anyway. So
All right.
you were in charge of pretty much the Wellspring for a very long time, and a friend of the show from down there. And I was like, you know what? He goes to every golf outing. He supports us even now. I was like, let's get him on air and chit chat with him and catch up with him because I haven't talked to you in a while.
Well, certainly my pleasure, and we will continue to be a part of the golf outing and as many things as we can do. Still get back to Morgan County as much as possible. Still got a booth over at Trader Baker's. And, yeah, when you lose your dad and then you downsize your mom from a house that they've been in for 35 years into a little condo, there's a lot of stuff. And so we're utilizing that to kind of get rid of some of it. And it was down for the fair, as always.
Yep.
Got my taco salad and my ribeye sandwich. So
you're still hanging out in Morgan County, but you're anchored over in Johnson County.
yes.
But that Franklin, tell us a little bit about what you got going on over there now, and you're getting ready to step into a major role.
Major role, yeah. Currently, my title is incoming executive director for the United Way Johnson County. The long-standing executive director is retiring at the end of the year, and so I kind of be assuming those responsibilities. Fortunately, the agency was able to get a grant, which has allowed me to kind of have about a 6-month onboarding period working with her and learning all the nuances of a much, obviously, larger agency. So.
Excuse me, that's United Way. That's worldwide. Correct me if I'm wrong there.
It is, and we just last week was at Lilly for their global United Way kickoff, and the president CEO of United Way Worldwide was actually there to speak live.
Oh my!
So I had the opportunity to meet with her, and so it was a great experience.
So what all does the United Way cover, and what do they? I guess what do they get into?
For us in Johnson County, we go out and work with a number of businesses on an employee contribution campaign. So asking folks to give that $1 to $5 a paycheck. Mm-hmm. We then work with a large group of volunteers, about 60, to do an allocations process to 15 agencies that serve a variety of needs throughout Johnson County. So everything from early Head Start programs to programming for seniors, Scouting, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Firefly. So some national organizations that have presences in Johnson County. But in addition to that, then we run a variety of our own programs that directly serve needs for those folks in Johnson County.
So you're really helping out Johnson County in all sorts of ways, shape, and form.
Yeah, our programs will touch about 29,000 lives this year.
Wow.
We just wrapped up with the start of the school year our Fast Track program. So we used about 80 collection sites throughout the county. We did a Stuff the Bus at 3 Walmarts. collected and then redistributed right at 100,000 school supplies to all 6 school districts throughout the county, serving about 2,300 students from low-income households.
Does Morgan County have a United Way chapter?
We are part of, Morgan County is part of United Way of Central Indiana.
Okay.
So they are a big supporter of a couple of different programs here, the Y being one, Wellspring, and then Stability First.
But Johnson County has their own.
Johnson County, yes. It's odd that it just kind of skips over, but Johnson has always been its own United Way entity.
Its own entity.
Its own entity, yes.
And you're right in the middle of it now.
Right in the middle of it, yes.
Not surprising. That's just the kind of work you do. You've been doing work like this for how many years, Bob?
35.
Yeah.
35 years in the nonprofit world, yeah.
Yeah.
So, right now we're gearing up for our Day of Caring. That'll be September the 17th. So we will collaborate with about 450 volunteers that will come and have breakfast at the fairgrounds and then go out and working on 37 service projects throughout the county.
Holy cow.
So some of those partner agencies, some of those clients of agencies that we serve. So some seniors' homes that need some help with cleaning up the outdoors, and cutting some bushes and cleaning gutters and those types of things, to some much larger projects.
That's a heck of a deal. Wish we had. I don't know. Do they do stuff like that here? If so, I've not heard of it.
The United Way of Central Indiana has something called Go All In, which is a day of service.
Okay.
It was at Wellspring. We did a human touch event where we bring in folks to do esthetician work, nail techs, haircuts.
I think I remember
those kind of
something like
things,
that, yeah.
but not near on the scale of what we're doing right now with 37 projects all throughout the county, from Edinburgh to Center Grove.
You've upped the ante over there.
Well, fortunately, I've stepped into some long existing programs and just trying to build on those. And it's weird being this time of the year, but we're gearing up also for Operation Bundle Up. So the
way the temperature's dropping.
Yeah, we may need them sooner than later. It may help us with collection sites. But again, we use collection sites, collect used, gently used and new clothes, going for 1,000 this year. Milto cleaners will clean them for us at no cost, and then we'll distribute those through distribution partners. So food pantries, clothing pantries, the Johnson County kind of version of Churches in Mission take places.
And I won't dig too deep, but you did a lot of good over here. You touched the hearts and lives of so many. And it doesn't surprise me to see you already over there doing exactly what you're called to do.
It was a hard decision to make, one I wrestled with for probably 6 months. It wasn't something I just did spur of the moment and thought, oh, what am I going to do now? But it was time. It had been 10 years. Things have changed. I used to tell folks, and I to some extent still do, I was not an artesian by birth, but I was an artesian by choice.
Right.
And so I tried to do more than just drive into county and 9 to 5 and get my paycheck and go back to Greenwood. So hopefully
you
I
may not have
succeeded at that.
been one by birth, but I don't think there was an event we did or I went to cover in the last 8 years, 7 years that you weren't at. And it wasn't necessarily an event we were doing. It could be any one of numerous that I pop in and where's Bob? Where's Bob? Where's Bob? I think there was a golf outing we did a few years ago that had nothing to do with nothing, and Bob's in it. And I would just see you in particular places, but personally, I just want to tell you, cannot tell you thank you enough for the dedication of that room and all that for my brother and what you guys did. That was, it's beyond words. Unless you're in our side of the ledger and walk in there and see that, it was just amazing.
Well, we figured he brought so many people to our door that we ought to have a room for him.
Right.
But it was such a pleasure getting to know him and working alongside of him many times, and just standing in the foyer talking about somebody that he's bringing in, or he would drive by and see a tent or something and come by and let us know, or pick up the phone and give us a call. So he was really an extension of our outreach.
If he wasn't dropping someone off, he was there picking somebody up.
We try not to have a lot of the other, but
right? It happens.
But it does happen. Sadly, it does.
A life of giving you have done, sir, and you continue to serve.
It has been an honor and a privilege, and that's why I'm here. Life's too short not to give to other people. It really is. So
you're setting a standard.
I have been blessed, and so therefore, to whom much is given, much is required. And so I try to get up every day and do that.
Tommy Wall says there's a couple of good men right there every morning. So how you doing, Tom?
Tommy doesn't have his glasses on.
He must not. He must not have his coffee yet this morning. We need to get him in here one morning too, and chew the fat with him.
Tom, come on over. Well, and
Bethany and Corey slept in, clearly.
Yes.
I mean, have you seen Beth ever sleep in? No. She's like, you woke me up with the message.
She's blowing me off. Is what I get it. But Tom's just another example of a guy who connected with, considered him a friend. He was a great asset to Wellspring, the projects that we did, and some of the things that he would do for us, and just either just do it or do it at cost, and just everybody kind of coming together and saying this is a group effort.
There's a core of folks in this community, including you, that just like you said, there's an issue, there's a need. The money, the work, whatever needs to be done is irrelevant. It's focused and get it done. Mm-hmm. You're one of those individuals. Tommy's one of them, and there's several others. And it's amazing to see it all come together. But I'm sure you've got individuals like that in Johnson County as well. I brag on us because I just think that we have some of the best here, and you are included. It may not be an artesian birth, but like I said, I've been into too many events where I've seen you. People don't understand that just because you work down the road there, those walls didn't confine you. Your reach was ever ending here in the county.
Well, it's fulfilling to be able to work in the county where I live, mm-hmm. And my mom still lives, and my girls, and now I'm a grandpa, and so all that. But Martinsville especially, but Morgan County will always kind of have that special spot for me. And I don't intend to just walk away and say, well, that door is closed and I'm moving on.
Well, you see, we're not allowing that. So. We're not allowing that. I would be honored to sit with you guys. However, the boys will be here in 10 minutes, so I need to get them out the door.
Oh.
He's working. He's already on the job.
All right. Well, good deal. Good deal, Tom.
You got a lot going on today. You got to head to Bargersville here in a little bit, don't you?
Bargersville, yes. Horizon Bank is a wonderful supporter of what we do, and so we've been able to go into all 5 their now locations throughout Johnson County and talk to their employees. And that's another thing. There's so many companies, large and small, that just kind of open their doors to allow us to talk to their employees about making contributions, just to payroll deduction, and doing some creative things to raise dollars.
Yeah. Lots of sponsors involved with United Way.
Lots of sponsors, lots of givers.
Donors, yeah.
Yes. We just held a major donor event a couple of weeks ago, and great to connect with those folks who are able to give it at some pretty sizable levels. But it's also those people that are $1, $2 a week out of their payroll. They're really making it happen.
They all add up.
They all do. They all add up.
And it's clear to see if people heard the first half of this conversation, it's going to good use. It's going to people in need.
It is. It's the mission is to organize caring people to identify and meet basic human needs. So a couple of the programs that we do here along is we do a helpline. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people know about 211. Mm-hmm. But ours, you call, it's answered by somebody who lives and works in Johnson County, who doesn't just know the services that are provided, that knows the agencies and knows people at those agencies. And so they're really getting a great referral for the services they need, whether that's food or clothing or counseling of some nature. So we've got a helpline brochure that we publish that's great. And then I can't get too far away from my roots of working with those folks experiencing homelessness. So we have a program called No Place to Call Home. Sadly, Johnson County does not yet have a brick and mortar homeless shelter. But this really allows us to go
said, yeah. I'm not going to let that slide.
Well,
Working on that?
I've only been there 3 months, guys.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's something that United Way would take on, but I think that's certainly something that we could champion. I'm already part of the Johnson County Housing Coalition, and they're doing some great things.
You're working it.
A subleasing program to where folks who, for nothing else other than they can't sign their own lease. Maybe they've had too many evictions, maybe their credit score is not high enough. So they will come in and sign the master lease and then sublease to those people that are having a difficult time doing it.
Not to dig up bad stuff, but homeless situation is bad in every county. And I know people are like, we got tons of homeless here.
Yeah.
No, it's statewide, countrywide, it's everywhere, unfortunately.
It is. Just earlier this week, I was at Center Grove, and a lot of people think, Center Grove and Greenwood, they've got all that money and they've got all this and that. Right before my meeting, and they was coming out of the office, they have a backpack blessings program to where they'll pack a backpack full of food and send home with kids in need on Friday so they have something to eat all weekend when they don't have the free and reduced lunch at school. Elementary and intermediate school, this is not junior high and high school, they're doing over 500 backpacks a week.
Holy cow.
In Center Grove.
Holy cow.
Center Grove.
A week?
A week. Yeah, so every Friday, 500 plus backpacks are going out to those students to ensure they have something just to eat for the week.
Wow.
So, when it's in what we think of the affluent neighborhood, and I live in Center Grove, but there are pockets, of people who need assistance. It's warm in here.
Let's say it's a little humid in here this morning.
I should have worn my short sleeve shirt.
Yeah. You got a meeting to go to.
I've got a meeting.
And we won't keep you much longer. I just want to ask you one more question.
Yeah.
What led you in life just down this path to serve the way you do? Did you see it coming as a child, or a kid in school, or working your way up, or this is you. This is your life. You serve every day.
This has been my life. Yeah. Was blessed to go to a Christian school growing up, but graduated, got a scholarship to go off to Marion College back then, now Marion University, to study business administration with a minor in hotel and restaurant management. That's when I went to a place like this. Right?
Bob's Egg House right here.
Bob's Egg House right there. Went through the first semester, everything was great, a lot of financial scholarships thrown my way. And over Christmas break, I just kind of really started looking at my life, and we had a New Year's party at my apartment, and just through a lot of stuff. Sadly, I was underage drinking back then, and I just kind of sat down and I sat on my bed and I said, God, is this all you have for my life? And I didn't hear voices, but it's one of those that I just heard, knowing you know it.
Yeah.
And about the next 3 days, I just stayed in my room, left Marion College, and
so you dropped out.
Went to Bible college, got a bachelor's degree in biblical studies, and then went on and got my master's in counseling psychology from seminary.
Wow.
And that was that turning point that New Year's Eve after a party that I thought, if this is all life is, booze is gone, music's gone, all the friends are gone, I'm just sitting alone in my bedroom. Is this my life? And obviously it wasn't. So, see, that started the whole journey.
You recognized all the negatives, removed those from your lives, brought a positive into your heart, and made a life of it.
Yeah. No, that was like...
Dropped out, just cold turkey.
Yeah. My dad didn't understand it. My dad was very proud, I graduated valedictorian in my high school, off to college on this big scholarship, on Marion,
Switch gears.
just completely switched gears.
When you get the call in,
It was real. Like, wow, okay, and a lot changed. I mean, going from spending no money on college to having to get that check every month,
foot the bill,
and foot the bill, and everything else. But it was well worth it.
But you kept the faith because you knew he was going to provide one way or another. Yeah.
And there's been times, that through the nonprofit world, and you're funded by grants, and sometimes you get those grants funded, sometimes you don't. And there's been some lean years, but fortunately, we're on the good side of things right now.
Well, we've spent the last half an hour talking to Bob Goodrum, friend of the show, friend of myself and Corey and Beth's. Hadn't caught up with him for a while, but that's the first. I think I've talked to you several times. The first time you may have told me that, but maybe not. That's the first time.
I don't share it a lot.
No, not personally. You don't. Normally, you hit on what you're doing. Yeah. But I dug a little deeper today since we're sharing a cup of coffee at Old Dark Thursday here. And you just need something warm to drink on it. That's what you're feeling in here today. It's a little humid, so he's got to run out. He's running back up north. Got a meeting to go in an hour, so we won't keep you much longer. But Bob, I was glad to at least sit down with you. Hadn't run into you in a while.
It's always a pleasure to meet you guys.
I think
I miss Bethany and Corey, but I understand.
Yeah, they just slept in. I mean, that's what I heard. So I mean, you're an amazing human being, and you do great work no matter where you go, and you touch the lives of people. No matter what county you're in, that's irrelevant. You're still working with people over here. You're still working with people in Johnson County. So, and I know this won't be our last interaction. We'll see you again.
Yeah, you'll continue to see me around. Dave Garrison is another one of those guys that I connected with here in the county, and he's with the Better Communities Coalition, business guy here in town, and cherish his friendship a lot. But he's keeping me still updated on things going on with the short-term housing task force, and I help when I can. And hopefully after the first of the year and my onboarding is a little more complete, and I'm feeling a lot more secure in what I'm doing, then I can get back and do a little bit more.
Well, congratulations on that, and thank you so much for coming in here today.
Thank you for having me.
Early in the morning. I felt bad the minute that I pulled in here. I was like, Bob's driving over from Franklin. What was I thinking at 6:30 in the morning? But you said you got a meeting to go to at 8, so I was like, good. Yeah. We'll get him up, get him moving here.
Get me going. I'm not normally leaving the house a little before 6, but for you, sure, no big deal.
Right. No, this is Beth's idea. No, it's just actually I kicked it. So, well, we'll jump off here. We'll let Bob get down the road, but personally, owe this guy just a ton of gratitude and thank you for what he's done, not only for the community here, but representing Wellspring while I was there, and the tribute he paid to my brother, working with Tim to help so many. And so many times I sent names to Tim, or Tim sent names to you, and we sent food, and we've done fundraisers and for all the improvement of our community. And you were dead center on it, Bob. But thank you so much as always, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I have to physically get up and shut this one off. I can't do it from the desk. So, Bob, thanks for coming in. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thanks, Kevin.
Had a wonderful Friday.
All right.
See you guys later.